How's it going, everyone? I am here with a great friend of mine and the godfather of our Discord, Damian, also known as Wheezy. How's it going, man?
Doing well. Doing good.
You're doing well, man. Great to hear. I'm glad you were able to like make it onto my podcast. It's a slow start, but again, it's something I've been really wanting to do, and I'm glad that you're able to like jump on board and help me out with being one of my guests on one of my episodes. You're being my fifth episode.
Well, there's always needs to be a start.
Very true,
First
very
time for
true.
everything.
Very true. And a little introduction. I'm like on your end. When I was fully like, when the first time I ever got introduced to you was through the Discord server, like I started off with, and I didn't know what Discord was before I jumped onto the actual app. I was like, all I know was Chimmy like introduced me to that Discord server. I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I do this? And from the get go, like right at the beginning and everything, I got like the biggest hugs and like more warm welcomes and everything from that Discord server. So talk about that, like, and you're the
Well,
man of that.
well. To be honest, it's I didn't do very much. Many people think that I did, but all I did was I pretty much opened the door for everybody, and that's all I did. I mean, the reason why I started it up in the first place is because when I started streaming myself, I started streaming on Twitch. I'm currently trying to switch over to YouTube, but nevertheless, when I started on Twitch, the uh, audience, the viewers were very low.
Hmm.
And every streamer knows that you want the views, obviously.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if you're not willing to, if you want the views, you got to be willing to give a view, you know. And
Yes.
so I went ahead and started it up because there was a time, one person in particular that actually jumped in my stream randomly, and I had like zero views at that point. He jumped into my stream, and from that point on, he was able to get me into his Discord, and
Mm.
and then he opened the door, and I met another guy in another Discord, and then I met another guy in another Discord, and then all these communities just came together and then jumped into my stream at just one day, and that put me over the top and got me that affiliate mark. And it wasn't for them, then I wouldn't have gotten it. So I went ahead and you know what? I was like, man, everybody can get affiliate. It's easy, um, but we need to work together as a team. So I went ahead and started up this community, this Discord
Hmm.
for that purpose.
Oh no. Hold up. Give me a quick sec. Let's see. Something happened on my end. Let's see. Sorry. What's going on? What is going on? Come on. There we go. Okay, you're back. Sorry. Something just it, like made you disappear. I'm like, that's never happened.
Oh wow.
But
I
continue.
hope it's
Sorry.
not. Yeah, hopefully it's not my connection.
No, it should be good because this is the first time. Because normally, if people do have a bad connection, it completely kicks them out of the website. So it was
Oh,
just on my end for some reason. I was like, "What?"
good.
I decided to disappear, but still talking over here, and I'm like, "Huh?" But continue. Sorry. After you created the group and everything, like that
Yeah,
was the main
so
goal.
yeah, I created the group for the sole purpose of helping other people achieve that same goal that everybody has had. It's the same goal. Everybody's
Hmm.
on the same boat, going the same direction. And so I'm just given that extra opportunity, and that's all it is. Everybody's pointing their fingers at me, and all I did was do what everybody else did, you know. So it's like anybody could have easily just opened up that Discord and just started welcoming people in with open arms, and that's what I did. There's nothing special that I did or didn't do, but
And we got Purple actually in the chat, and she saying her hi. And yes, you did. You helped out everyone on the Discord and everything. And yeah, and that's the other person. Like, the funny thing is, like, I call you Godfather, and I call Purple over here the Godmother of like the Discord. Like, you guys just work perfectly together. And I know you guys get help from other like members from the actual Discord and everything, but like when you're not fully active, I know purple's there, and then purple's always there on these situations. But like you, like it's just to be honest, without like I know to you it might not seem like you did a lot, but like you still helped and everything. But for me, it was like the perfect place. It helped me like open up more. I learned from so many people just jumping onto their like actual streams and everything, and realizing what I could bring into the whole thing and what like I can help people with. Well, Wheeziest, I appreciate that. Let me actually move that towards the front. I don't know why it's. Thank you very much, Wheezy. But yeah, yeah, just I never felt way like comfortable in a community that barely knew and like anyone like until I met your like Discord server. One other question I did want to ask, like, where did Wheeziest Soup come from? Like, what, like, how was that started? Like, I always
It's
wondered.
it seems like a long story, but really isn't. It's just this. It's just the stupidest, silliest thing ever.
Mhm.
You know, when so on Activision, first of all, on Activision, when I first got the Xbox, the game that got me to get the Xbox was Gears of War. And when I got Gears of War, I had to obviously play online. That's the main purpose. And so I had to create an account, an online account. So I got an Xbox, got the account started, and you had to type in your username and or your handle or whatever you want to call it. And when I typed in that username, uh, I didn't know what to put. I mean, it was my first account ever, and so all I did was I put my name, I put
Mhm.
my name, and then the year that I got my dog that I had at that point in time, which was many years ago. And so I put Damian '07, which was in 2007,
Yeah.
and it's a sorry, that name was already taken. So, but you can hear some close recommendations. And so it had like Damien 2007 asterisk something.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole bunch of recommendations. And then the very last one, all trying to be very
Damien
similar to Damien.
something.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of them were like 20 Damien. Some of them were '07 Damien, '87. I don't know. And then the very last one was Wheeziest Soup. And I was all like, genius. So I just went with that and picked it. I mean, it's that's what it is.
Like
So
I want to understand like how does that like connect to Damien oh 07? That's like it's
your
a major like
your guess is as good as mine.
but it's hilarious because I also had like when I came up with my first like username and it was on PlayStation 3. When I first got my PlayStation Plus, I was like, oh, I can play online with friends. So that's where my original name when I was playing start playing video games is Game Pro. It was supposed to be Gamer Pro, but when I was typing it all in and after I got done with all of it, I was like, something looks different, and I forgot the R on the gamer part, and I was like, oh no, and it just like completely threw me off. But what is it? Ever since then, I just owned to it. Like, is that the word? Yeah. I just like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work with it. It's Game Pro. And then I lost that username, like that email I had saved up for it. So that's why on Xbox it's Game Pro 8012. So it's
Yep.
the second account. But it's hilarious because like people don't realize like these names will fully stick with them. Like in the weirdest ways. Like for me, it was just like Game Pro instead of Gamer Pro, how it was supposed to be.
Yep.
Uh, but
Well, to say, yeah, well, yeah, it happens. That's not the only time. I mean, making emails. The emails are the exact same thing. When you create an email, sometimes it pops back with recommendations. Some of them are the silliest things. But for me, I had the opportunity to have an AOL account that my brother made for me, so it's pretty ridiculous, also. So it doesn't matter.
and I appreciate it, Purple, for still calling me Game Pro. I had to change everything to connected to Ape, so that way all my social media things connected. And I was glad I like dominated all that stuff because, like, one reference one like step I give or like advice I give to people is if you're gonna create any type of like following or anything like that, try to dominate the name on all platforms. Like it's going to be a lot easier for you. So that way, if you want to expand to like YouTube or anything like that, you already have that name secured for yourself. Because if someone grabs it, like you have to come up with something else, like me, GamePro 801 2.
Definitely. Yep. Yeah. That'd be
But
cool though for me. Yeah, since I'm jumping over to YouTube, as soon as you start typing in Wheeziest Soup, I mean, there's no other Wheeziest Soup, first of all. Uh, but
there better not.
yeah, it's super easy. It's super easy for it to pop up. It's extremely easy. I've tried searching it up on other people's devices
Hmm.
because obviously my phone and my computer are loaded with that username. So as soon as
Yeah.
you type it in, it pops up by itself.
Hmm.
I tried it on some random person's phone and it was very easy to find. So
Hopefully, not full random. Just grab someone's phone from their hand and be like, I need to do something real quick.
exactly. Yep. No, that's exactly what I did. No, I was kidding. I didn't do that.
So here is another question. Like, I wanted to ask, like, why the change from Twitch to actually jumping onto like YouTube? Like, what made you want to decide that?
It's well, first of all, nothing. It's nothing against Twitch.
Hmm.
It's I don't want to say it's anything personal towards Twitch. It really isn't. The only thing is that YouTube. I mean, first of all, it's YouTube. You know, YouTube. You have you have a wider pool, an audience. You know, of course, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge to get the view, but the people. I mean, everybody in the world uses YouTube. I mean, I had a Facebook page and I was streaming originally on Facebook gaming, and then they were giving me some serious issues, and you know, I had like 300, 400 followers on Facebook, but then when I jumped over to Twitch, it was very difficult for me to get those followers, and a lot.
What happened? What? I'm here. It's just I have like
I
family
can't hear you.
around,
Hold
so
on.
oh no.
Just a second.
All right.
I don't know what happened. You're not. There we go.
Okay, it's working. Everything's
What
good.
happened? There we go.
I don't know. I don't know. This I need to find a different source for this video stuff because it's a great one. Like it works to an extent. I
Yeah.
need to find a better source because I tried Discord. It doesn't work very well when it comes to like people leaving and everything like that. So I'll find more studies, but I'll continue with your story. Sorry, I was really like listening to everything.
Uh, shoot. Uh,
It was hard
so
for you
yeah,
to get like.
I was. It was very difficult when I did get the switch. When I finally switched over to Twitch, Twitch gaming. I mean, it was obviously so much easier as far as the way everything worked because it was meant for gaming. Facebook isn't and wasn't. I mean, they're starting to lean that way now, but it still really isn't compared to what Twitch can do. So, with
Hmm.
that being said, when I jumped over, it was very difficult because so many more people have Facebook than they do have Twitch.
Yeah,
Everybody has a Twitch account, has a freaking Facebook account. You know what
that
I mean?
is true.
Plus some. So with that being said, I mean, how many people get on YouTube and research how to create a Facebook page or a Discord or how to put together a fence or use it as a manual to fix something in their
Yeah,
daily lives. Everybody does. Everybody
everyone.
in the
It's like the
entire world.
biggest search engine area
Exactly.
for anything. Like that's the like
So
the
that's
easy
exactly
way of
my
going
point.
through college. You can
Yeah,
learn everything there.
that's exactly why I chose to do that because also it's Google.
Hmm.
Google owns YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch is owned by Amazon. Uh, so I mean, Amazon isn't really meant for gaming. So obviously Google isn't either, but
Hmm.
it's Google.
It's Google.
So
It has way more open like doors for people on that
exactly.
end. And no, it makes total sense on that whole category of like you want to expand a lot more, and so YouTube was the way to go through it. I've actually been like thinking about like jumping onto YouTube for like at least this podcast, like uh, not like going full affiliate or anything like that, or like be a partner with Twitch for the main podcast, but like I feel like I should expand that way when it comes to like the final streaming and everything, because with that you can, I don't have to just be like, so when I put like that live button on YouTube, I know I can make it pop up on my Facebook, and it can be showing the live feed right there instead of like me copying the link to my Twitch and putting it there and they just see the picture. Oh, come check out my stream, you know? Like they can actually tune in from Facebook. So I've been
Yeah,
actually just considering for the podcast itself to jump on there, but I'm still debating on here and there on like all this different stuff I need to do to actually jump onto there. So yeah.
very cool. Hey, well, gotta do what you gotta do.
It is true. It is true. But the funny thing is, back in 2017, I believe, not sure. It's back in the day when I first got my drive to actually like do YouTube or like any type of content. I hit up like everyone I knew on my Facebook. I was messaging everyone. I was like, "Hey, I'm creating a new like a YouTube video. It's gonna be vlogs, and it's just gonna be my daily life. Like, you're just gonna join along and see what's going on." So I racked up within the third day of like announcing it without uploading a video. I racked up 129 subscribers, and I've only uploaded twice after that. After that third day, I only uploaded twice and never uploaded again. So I felt bad, but now that I'm like jumping back into all this content creating and everything like that, I was like, I really need to use that platform that I have sitting right there, just with two videos.
I have something very, very similar to that. So I did a lot of research. I'm sure just as you did, and for your equipment and such.
Mhm.
And one of the best cameras that I saw that is used as a as or can be used as a webcam that gives really good quality is a GoPro. And I ended up doing when I first started streaming on Facebook. I wanted to do two things that I loved. I wanted to game, but I
Mm.
also love animals. I don't know if you could tell.
Oh no,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. So I love animals. I work at a zoo, and with that being said, I wanted to, and our goal, our mission at the zoo is to, you know, help with conservation, teach, so we can, you know, reach a conservation, you know, status of
Yes.
any for all animals. With that
Yeah.
being said, uh, my job in the education department is to help teach the community about animals. And so I decided to do the exact same thing that I do at the zoo here at the house through the internet. And
Hmm.
so I ended up getting a GoPro, and I actually started up a FundMe page, and
All right.
I was able to successfully earn enough money through friends, some of the audience as well tipped in, and I got a GoPro. And to be honest, I had the GoPro right here, but the GoPro kept freezing. It had very good video, and it kept freezing for some reason. So I still have that camera, but I do want to use it for not necessarily for a webcam, but as for like vlogging and such. You know, hold it, get a stick, and walk around, talk and stuff. You know, and that's something definitely I want to do. So I'm on that same boat with you. So I get it. I understand.
Yeah, it's just like on my first episode, my buddy talks about it perfectly. Like I got the motivation to actually like do it and like like put out those videos and like talk about my life and like help people with whatever I could. Like I had that motivation spark right there. He's like, and he said on my podcast, he's like, a motivation is the beginning, but the thing after the motivation is being consistent and what is it? Still pursuing your like your dream without having to be motivated. Like you know what you have to do. So I took that to heart. I was like, you know what? He's right. So after that, I decided to like create like push out as much as I could to like get all the platforms I could on for this podcast. I did the same thing for my stream or like for my gaming channel, and then I also created another account for TikTok. I'm only keeping it to TikTok, but it's where I'm going to be writing motivational uh, like quotes or anything like that, and just uploading them on TikTok to see if any like kind of like reading it out while I'm writing and everything like that on those situations. So that's my main goal behind that. But like after he told me that, is like, you know what? He's right. I really can't wait for another motivational moment. I have to take that step and start doing it. So I like I don't know. It just I really need to take a that first step on this stuff, and it helped out a lot as well when I jumped onto your guys' Discord when I like before you even said that I was like I wasn't fully confident on me stepping in and doing what I wanted to do when it came to Twitch, and then just your guys' help and everything it helped me out so much. Like I feel like sometimes you just need that extra little push from someone to get you going.
I hear you. I hear you. And definitely Purple. Definitely is one of those individuals. I mean, communicating, talking, pushing people to jump into people's streams, and
Yeah.
just giving somebody, the opportunity to have an audience in their stream. Doesn't matter if it's just one person or not. Just so you know, she's really, really good at it. Extremely good at
Very,
it.
very true. She knows her way to like convince people to do stuff. Like I've noticed. like
Well,
uh
she has two kids, and she that helps.
yeah. That mother instinct, like she knows what to say.
Sometimes three.
At the end of the day, we're all her children because she puts us online on everything. Like one of my favorite ones to jump on and like watch is like when she's on Chimmy's podcast. Well, no, not podcast, but like um actual like stream. It's like stop cussing or stop doing this. Like getting him online. He's like Timmy. I love just seeing that. And then when she joins like the Discord calls, uh, like when he's, I remember I was on one and he was like playing a scary game, or it was Bronco that was actually playing that game, and out of nowhere she screams and scares me instead of the actual game I'm watching them play. I love it because Purple just has a big heart and everything, and just everything you guys have provided for that Discord itself, like it just helps out so much and it runs so smoothly. Like there's no problem.
Well,
uh,
I'm very, very grateful to have the individuals that are in it. It's not as active as I would like it to be, but I mean, everybody has lives,
mhm,
and everybody has other things that are more important or pressing to do. So I understand,
yeah.
but we do try to have the more active people, or the active people, somewhat active people. If they're just ghosting us, then we try to limit that. But like for me, I mean, I'm a pretty busy person as well. I have two kids. One of them is off to college. The other one is here. She's 5 years old. I have a full-time job. I work 8 to 5, 5 days a week. I'm also a volunteer firefighter. I don't necessarily report to so many calls lately,
Mhm.
because of certain things that are going on with myself personally. But everything's good. But with that being said, I also have a bicycle repair business as well, that
Oh,
I started up, and it's a legitimate licensed, you know, uh, through the state,
yeah.
uh, and city and all that stuff. Yeah, yep. And
And
I'm
a
also
Godfather.
and a godfather, of her kids. Definitely not, that purple. Uh, but yes. So I have a lot on my plate as well. So I haven't been as active as I wanted to be. I'm putting a lot more time and effort into my business right now. I actually have like this pretty fancy credit card machine,
Oh,
uh,
nice.
as well. Yeah. And I have this little card reader as well. uh,
Mm,
I got a whole bunch of stuff, and I actually just when I went to the zoo earlier today,
mhm,
I dropped off for that event. I dropped off a bike and flyers. Went out and bought a tablecloth last night, and it's my first event, if you
mhm.
will. And I'm the owner and operator of the business, and I do it out of my garage. Uh,
Wow.
so yeah, so I am pretty busy, but I always try to make time for this. You know,
And we appreciate you. You are a busy man just by you telling me all the stuff you have to do. I didn't know you had to do all of that. I just thought you were busy with work. Like you just were clocking in more time and everything like that. But the thing before that, I didn't know you were an actual like zookeeper. Like how's the life of a zookeeper? Like, tell me, like, what's your favorite part about that whole work experience?
Well, working with animals, I mean, being able to have the opportunity to work alongside and see animals that are from all over the world every single day, at least on the days that I work. I don't sit there and walk around and cruise around the entire zoo because I do have work to do.
Yeah.
But it is a very interesting experience, especially the times and when there's these very specific opportunities that just pop up at random. Being able to like bottle feed baby tiger cubs,
Hmm.
and then also be able to hold a baby kangaroo, a joey. Also, being able to get bit by an alligator or a crocodile. I mean,
Ooh.
that's cool too. But I've also had a juvenile gorilla sit on my lap and give me a hug as well. Um, so that being said, I mean, there's some really, really neat opportunities that pop up randomly and sporadically
Mhm.
um, working at the zoo, and those opportunities aren't available to everyone, and they're not available to me only. They are not, and specifically me. There's just nothing special about it other than I was there at the right time at the right moment, and that's all it is.
Mm.
That doesn't happen every single day.
No, and then I think like I don't know, like what like just just seeing like movies and everything like as the zookeepers and everything, or like that one show, that tiger guy, the Tiger King or whatever. Can't
Yeah.
quite remember, but they build up like this like movies alone, like they build this big fantasy, like you get to play with animals like nonstop and everything. Like the best zoo that I would love to visit if it was real would be the one from 51st States. Like
Oh yeah.
that one, that one looks amazing. Like if I could only meet Rob Schneider as that character at a zoo would be perfect. But just going off of those, like just seeing like I remember the last time I went to a zoo, it like here in Salt Lake City. I think like it to me, some zoos they just sometimes look a bit depressing to at least to my viewpoint and everything. Like I know like the rhinos and the elephants are the ones that give me the most. Like they just sit there and I'm like, oh, I wish like. It gives you like that like heart moment where like, oh, I wish they could be running out and everything like that. But I think it's a great experience for like little kids and everything like that to like come and see it because it's not a daily thing where you can step outside and see a gorilla outside, you know. So I think like the zoos are like
That's
a great thing to like bring in nature closer to you sometimes.
No, and that's exactly it. I mean, that's the purpose of why zoos exist. I mean, to bring
Hmm.
people closer to animals, not literally, but like mentally, primarily, because that's one of the reasons why there's so much interaction and opportunities at different zoos for you to interact with the animals, maybe possibly feed them or touch them. If there's
Yeah.
a zoo that allows you to go into a certain section of the zoo that's kind of gated off, that's a little different,
Hmm.
and people call it like it looks more like a farm area,
Yeah.
if you will. Well, those animals are a lot more. Susceptible to people touching them and such because those are not as wild, if you will. And
Hmm.
it gives the people that don't necessarily that live in the city that have never seen an animal in their life ever before to go and see, some animals that are they're able to touch and pet or
Yeah.
groom, if you will. We don't necessarily call it petting in the zoo. Yeah, because they're not pets, and
No, makes
so
sense.
yeah, so for lack of better words or phrases, I said that. So
uh, so at your zoo, like, what's one of your favorite animals to like visit? Like, if you can, at least once every time you go in or clock in or whatever. Like when you're at work, like, what's one animal you like to visit the most that you would have to say? It can be multiple, but what's your
well,
favorite to go
gorillas,
visit? The
gorillas
gorillas?
are yeah, gorillas or primates are amazing animals, but really, I don't have a favorite. I don't specifically go to the zoo and go just wander straight to one specific exhibit at
Yeah.
any point in time. I don't. I mean, I love them all. I mean, I have a tattoo of a leopard here.
Oh.
Uh, and then I also have a tattoo on my thigh of a barn owl.
Mm.
And so large cats and owls are my two favorite, genres of animals. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
Species
Yeah.
of animals. So, with that being said, I really don't have a favorite. I really don't have a favorite.
Okay. Okay. So what would you say was that moment where you're like, you know what, this is what I want to do? Like, I want to be a zookeeper. Like, what was that defining moment that you're like, what?
The moment I had a flamingo and a crocodile in my kitchen.
Wait, what? How- like, as like real life or like figurines?
Real,
Tell me
real.
the story. Tell me. I need to know.
So no, what happened is that my mom has worked at the zoo, this specific zoo, and still is currently employed
Okay.
for since she was 18 years old. And she is now, I don't want to guess wrong, but nor do I want to acknowledge it. She's like, I don't know, 55 or
No, she's
no,
21.
no,
She's
she's like
21.
65. Yeah, there
She's
you go.
21.
Yeah, she's 21. Yeah. Uh, so with that being said, yeah, so she's been employed for a good amount of time, and I pretty much was born and raised there, so everybody there knows me. Well, most of the people that have been there and are still employed know me,
Mhm.
so which is pretty cool. And anyways, with that being said, she started working as a like a custodian, if you will, and moved her way up into being a keeper and then a curator, which is the person that's in charge of a group of animals, not just a section of animals, but like
Mhm.
a group. And then she just moved her way up. But nevertheless, when she was a keeper and a curator, there were times that we had to trade with other zoos or ship them off to other zoos. And so instead of her leaving at midnight to get to the
Mhm.
zoo to pack up an animal at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning to get it to the airport at 4 o'clock in the morning. She would just take it home, and we can't just leave it out in the car. So they would bring in these animals into the house. They don't really do that now, but things have changed. Rules and policies have changed since then. But nevertheless, there was a time that I had a full adult walking freely in my kitchen at my house, at my mom's house. Uh, so yeah, and
That's
then there's this huge crate. There's this huge crate that had these huge vent holes with like mesh screen covering the holes, so you can't like
yeah.
stick your fingers in there of a real alligator. And that was in my living room. We were using it as a footrest, watching TV in front of our couch.
That's crazy. Like, if I saw like a wild animal like that, or not like just an animal, like like just imagining something like that, all I could think of is that scene from Grown Ups 2, where they wake up from like just wake up from, yeah, it's the morning. They wake up and there's a deer literally just walking in their house, and they have to distract it. Like, I don't know, like, it's, I bet it was so common to you just to see different animals at your house or anything like that. But for me, like, the only animals I see, at least inside my house, are dogs, and outside my house are cats. Like, that's the closest I see, like, on a daily basis of like some type of animal. But yeah, it it sounds like you for sure had like an adventurous or like crazy approach to like animals and everything like that. And it's so basic to you. Um, what like was that like the only career path that you wanted to take, or is this like why you're opening up all these other businesses like the bicycle shop, and then as well you're as a fireman, like a part-time fireman, right?
Yes. Well, so I don't know even know how to begin. I mean, I was going to school after college or after graduation of high school. I did apply or go to college, but I ended up going to a technical school. And when I went to technical school or hands on, I went for an electrician.
Oh.
Halfway through the certification, there was a job opportunity that popped up at the zoo, and I applied and I got hired there. So I ended up not finishing the school certification, and that was 17 years ago almost. And so I'm
Yeah.
still currently employed at the zoo. But as far as choosing that field or line of work, I guess I was just born and raised into it, and that's not necessarily all I know, but that's
Mhm.
something that's one of my passions. I literally have been with and alongside animals almost my entire life, and to see people hurt them and harm them and all
Mm.
this stuff, it just doesn't suit well with me. So all the best thing I can do is teach,
Yeah.
and when I was younger, I wanted to be a math teacher, and then I wanted to be something that worked with animals. So now I'm kind of both. I'm a teacher and work with animals. So
Alright.
you know, but as far as being a volunteer firefighter, I mean, I am. It is part time, but it really isn't. I mean, I'm on call all the time. That's how it works,
Mhm.
and but I mean, the reason why I'm a volunteer firefighter is just the simple fact that you know, um, first of all, there's all when you're a kid, you always saw a firefighter, you're like, oh wow, you know, and so now there's an opportunity for me to do that,
Yeah.
but not because of that, but nevertheless to be able to help the community, give back. But like I said, recently, up to recent times, I haven't been as active in the department, but I am an officer of the department as well. So
Nice.
it is what it is.
Yeah. The so fun fact, like I also when I jumped onto Twitch and everything like that, I was actually going to school and I was an electrician and everything. I almost finished 1 year of it, and after that I realized I was like, this isn't something I want to do. Like, but I was always the top student and everything. Like I remember my favorite story that I had during class was we were sitting there, and this is during COVID, so like everyone's like has their spacing and everything, and we all have to wear masks and everything. And I'm over here on my phone, just like relaxed, waiting for everyone to like finish their homework or whatever they need to get done. And then the teacher, he's like, or a professor, or whatever, he tells me, he's like, "Hey, are you done with your stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just waiting for everyone to like pick up the speed because once everyone's done, we can leave." And he's like, "All right, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over the homework and see and kind of do like a little pre-test for tomorrow." And I was like, "All right." And people were just going one by one, like answering questions. Like it was a raised hand situation. I still was stuck on my phone over here, just like ignoring the whole fact and um, that what was going on. And he's like, "You know what? We can all leave if Abraham answers this question." I was like, like there's a reason I'm on my phone. I just want to get done with this. And um, he's like, "All right, what's this?" I'm like, "A." And he like looks at it. He's like, "All right, another one because that was too quick." And he scrolls down further on the test, and he was like, "All right, what's this one?" I'm like, "B." He's like, he looks at me again, scrolls one more down. He's like, "This one." I'm like, "A."
Cheater.
So after he's like, "You know what? I'm done with this." I'm like, and I followed up with like the answer. I'm like, "You shouldn't be asking the kid that has a perfect A. Like the worst that I have on my grade is I missed 1 day. Like other than that, I'm perfect like on my
Yeah,
like
no,
all that stuff."
no. Like, unfortunately, I was never that into school. I mean, also because it might be partially because I'm dyslexic, and it's not because of and I don't want to, nor do I try to, and I try to stay away from using my dyslexia
Mhm.
as a disability because it is not a disability, but it can hold you back to a certain extent. And when I was in school, I
Mhm.
did so much testing. Unbelievable amount of testing. Back then, I mean, I'm not. that old, but back then they didn't know what dyslexia was exactly. They didn't know how to work with it, how to teach it, cope with it. Nothing. They were trying everything they knew how to do or thought of, but it wasn't effective.
Okay.
Um, and so, anyways, I was uh, being in school, and I remember days that I was in school and then like in math class, English class, history class, geography class, everything, every class, whatever. There would be days that some lady would just walk in and go to the class and be all like, "I need Damien to report to such and such classroom," and at random. So then, not only did I pulled out of class separately from everybody else
Hmm.
uh, on a constant basis, but then I also have all that extra work that I missed piled up on
Mm,
top while I was in these testing, teaching,
yeah.
coping class things. So, anyways, and I would be not necessarily held back. They would actually allow me to progress in grades, and I was able to get up to seventh grade and be reading at fourth grade level. And it's like legitimately, I was
Hmm.
reading fourth grade level, and there was those times that I didn't want to even in reading class, in English class, we would all have those little uh, stories, and we would have to sit there and read. And like the first person in this first seat would read like a paragraph or two, and then it would the next person in class, and so we would all
Yeah.
read the book, or the story.
Yeah.
Well, when it was my turn, I didn't. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to read. I was dreading the time that it when it was my turn to read, because I would read like a robot. I would read one word at a time, and it wouldn't be fluent. It wouldn't be, like
No.
reading.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
that's
I
how
fully
it was
understand that.
then. And that's how I was then. I could read a lot better now. Not professionally, but I could read a lot better. And it was all because of one gentleman that my mom heard of or knew or found out about. And I think it was a kind of a family friend. I don't remember, but nevertheless, he took out his time 1 year. There's when I was in middle school, I think it was in middle school. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in middle school. Uh, he pulled me aside and he brought me into his house pretty much every day of the year. And I had this one class, this one thing that I had to do every single day, Monday through Sunday, every single day for a year. No joke. I think the only things that I had off, even though I didn't really have it off, because there was a couple of things that I needed to do during the holidays, even on Christmas Day, I had to
Hmm.
at least do one thing at least. So technically, I wasn't off, but nevertheless, he pulled me off and he did this program with me. I forgot what it was called, and he was able to get me from in 1 year from fourth grade level to seventh grade level in 1 year.
Whoa.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was every single day,
Every
and it
single
was
day. It's like the
like literally
consistency
every day.
got you.
Yeah, yeah,
the
and he
that.
did it for me and one other girl, and her name was Jessica. And that was years ago. But
Hmm.
since we saw each other every single day, we remember each other.
Yeah.
So and I didn't even know Jessica. She just came in because she had dyslexia too. So I mean, I still have dyslexia, um, but anyways, I always forget about it. I don't
No.
I don't think of it. I don't use it. I don't use it as a cripple, as a handicapped, as a crutch. You know, whatever.
No, no, makes sense. Like the more you talk about your life, like I wish me and you could like talk more and everything. And after this whole thing, I would love to keep talking to you and everything about like what's going on in life and everything. Because the more I talk to you right now, like the more I realize like we've gone through similar situations. Like mine wasn't full like dyslexia and everything. Mine was because I'm a Latino and everything. I have that language barrier situation. So I understood the whole part where like they would pull you outside from the main class and take you to another little room where you were there with one teacher or like and there was like you like for me it was one like me and like two other kids and it was just like the Latino kid that would sit there and read because like we were all second or third grade level until seventh grade as well like you. My mom signed a paper. She's like, "We're taking you out of ASL. I think that's what it is." They're like we're tired of like having him like he's not getting like to like he's not catching up to other students because he's always being pulled out and going over the same like educational things, and he's
Yeah,
not
the
like
material.
advancing. Yeah, like for me it was just like I hated it and everything, but I was like, oh well, like I have to do it until like finally seventh grade. I was like, I don't want to do it for sure, and like that's when my mom signed the paper, so that way they take me out. After that, English wasn't like my top like as the class English. It was not like a perfect A always. I think it was like always like between like C to B. But like the reason why I wanted to become an electrician is because I fell in love with math. Math was my favorite thing, and when you said that you
Same
wanted
here.
to be a math teacher, that's what I wanted to be. I just love math. Like it's so easy for me. Like I remember my final year, my last semester in school of high school, I sloughed completely because like the beginning of it, I had like 100% of these tests and everything. I was doing all the credit, and like I decided like the rest of that semester not to show up to that class. It was my first period because I would just want to sleep in or like go with friends and everything. And at the very end, my teacher came up to me. He's like, do you think your parents would be like happy that a smart kid like you is avoiding a class that like pretty much like sloughing and everything? I'm like, I mean, at least I'm passing, right? She's like, that's not the answer I want to hear. And I'm like, at least I passed, all right. Like
Yep.
but it was just those moments like I wanted to become a teacher, but like realizing that there's so much other stuff that I want to do, I was like, maybe it's going to be up there. Because right out of high school I wanted to be an auto body technician, like out of like pretty much I got inspired by West Coast Customs. So like doing like all those spray paints or like customizing cars and everything, that's what I wanted to do. But like I got a full ride to the university over here. Uh, but the thing is, when I graduated, they got rid of that program, so the I didn't have any money saved up for college or anything like that. So my thing was like, I need to work now to go to a different school that has the same program, and that's where I got stuck. Where it was like work after that, and I was like, oh well. And then yeah, it was barely last year. No, it was earlier this year when I was going to school for becoming an electrician. Then realized that I didn't want to do that anymore. I'm like, Abraham, I need to sit down and think of what I want to do. So far, it's this. I love talking to people and streaming and doing all this stuff. So hopefully, this works out.
Well, very good.
But following up question, what is it? Hopefully, after this whole podcast and everything, I can get that info from the zoo and the bicycle shop that you're running and everything like that. So that way, people can like someone that's in your state like, oh, I've been looking for this stuff or like been wanting to get knowledge more of this, so that way I can share it, and that way people can see more about your like businesses and your work, because I love
Definitely.
helping much. Because you're jumping on here, I'd love to let you spread your like knowledge or like work or whatever you're doing in life, that way people can jump on and see
Awesome.
that
No,
stuff.
that's cool. Yeah, I get that information to you.
Perfect. What is it? I do want to jump onto your YouTube channel. Let me pull it up real quick because let's see. I want to let people know what you got going on your YouTube. Let's see. Swapping in the screens.
Just remember that it's just I just started it, so it's not very full right now.
No, you're good. You're totally fine. Yeah. Yeah, I could show you mine, bro. It literally has two videos. One's a 3 minute video, the other one's a 6 minute video, and that's it. Like it's at least you have multiple videos. So what is it? Just leave me the poop emo.
Hey, you got to be random.
It is true. It is true. So right now it's mainly your gaming stuff right here, right? So
Yeah,
let's pull up.
yeah.
No, is there any type of like music so I don't get like
No,
demonetized or anything like? Okay,
no,
perfect. Some
no. But if you
because
want to see, check out the fourth one. I think it is.
the
Don't
fourth
get
one.
out of that one. Yeah,
Okay, so
get out
is
of
it the
that one.
world's luckiest crossbow shot?
Yeah,
Okay, we'll pop up this one.
it's not the. It's not. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's short. It's a short video. It's extremely short.
I didn't you upload this on TikTok?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, because I was like, I swear I've seen this somewhere, like this whole scenario. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think let's
yeah,
see.
and this is I don't know what I was playing. Oh yeah, this is Plunder. But anyway,
Oh,
so all of a sudden I hear somebody shooting at a chopper,
yeah,
and I don't know if you could see him, but I hear and I see
the
the
little
muzzle flash.
glisten.
Yeah, the little muzzle flash, and I know he's up there, so I'm lining it up with the muzzle flash, and I shoot. It's the fourth shot,
Yeah.
so I go up and up and up, hoping that I'm gonna hit him, and then sure enough, right here, right there, bloop.
Oh, that's amazing. It's crazy because I think the only crazy like trick shots, kind of like that, or like at least like some crazy shot that people normally, I know people can do it, but to me it was something brand new. Was um, it's on Call of Duty, Cold War Nuketown. Every time we jump into that map and everything, I always aim up and throw a grenade or use my grenade launcher. I'm like, I'm gonna hit someone one day. It's just, and I always shoot it no matter what. Like at the beginning of the match or everything like that. That's what I always do. And one time, I got 5 people on a hardcore match with a simple grenade. I almost lost it completely. I just wanted to end the stream there and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, like it finally
Yeah, I can
happened.
quit streaming now. Yes.
I peaked. It's going downhill from here.
All right, only one person saw that view. All right, dang it. Never mind.
And then the thing was, I also didn't record it. I promised myself, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go on my my phone, record it back on my stream. But it was on those moments where I was barely jumping into Twitch. I didn't know much about it, so I didn't know that you have to like specifically put like switch some settings to keep whatever you streamed recorded onto your channel, like keep them on there, or they just don't stay on there. So when I jumped on there, I was like, I was like, no, no. And because I was using my PC, I didn't have like, I know on my on the newer Xbox controller it has the share button, but it doesn't connect well with the PC, so that way it actually records what you just did. So I was so mad. I was like, no, no, that moment it was no one can ever see it. So that's why I hit record. I do all the steps I need to do so that way I make sure whatever I'm about to do, it's recorded. Let's see. We also got some other clips right here of yours. The first time playing Apex. Oh, let's see. The perfect facial expression. Ooh,
Yeah,
what
that's
is
Jimmy.
this? Oh, this is Jimmy.
Yeah, so as he moves
Mhm.
and he just keeps changing his face. Just watch his face. He's all like, ah. He's like, ah, ah, ah,
It's
ah.
just some people would call it a seizure right there. It's just
And that right there, I think that right there would have been my first time seeing him play ever.
really.
Right there. Yes.
Oh yeah, I Chimmy. He's a great player. I can't pull off the stuff that people be doing on the Discord. Like a lot of people are just way better at the game than me. That's why my content is more comedy and me being stupid and just having fun with it. Like I can't pull off some great skills like what people have.
No, but that's a good that's some good ideas though. Just get into Warzone, jump into Warzone, and then just uh like throw the car uphill, and then right next to your loadout, and then lay down, get your loadout, and watch the car come rolling back at you and kill you.
I'm
Sounds
not
like
gonna
something I would do.
I'm not gonna continue off of that because I won't say if it did or did not happen to me.
I plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth. But yeah, what another fun like another thing I didn't know was, so everyone always does like those moments where like they throw the little flare to bring your load out. Like I kept seeing people like, oh, throw it on the roof, like we can reach it. So I well like throw it in the room and it lands on the roof and you can reach it by jumping up, right?
Yeah.
So I threw it and it was on Rebirth when we were playing Warzone, and it hits the corner of the house, falls down, and keeps rolling off the island. And I'm like, I'm like,
And
you
you can't
guys.
stop it. The only way you can stop it is putting a vehicle in front of it.
Yes. So they're like, "Did you throw it?" Because we were like, people were coming at us. So my main job was make sure the thing is there. I've screwed up so many rebirth games, so many like Verdants like matches and everything. Like it's just been so bad. So that's why most of my content is just comedy of me being stupid.
I'm gonna do that one of these days. Very probably even tonight. I'm just gonna go in there and like throw my car uphill and then go get my load out and watch it come rolling back over me and then record it, clip it, and then just keep doing a whole bunch of silly crap like that over and over again.
Oh, and to me, that's the type of content I love to watch on like actual like TikTok or anything because if you can make me laugh, I will continue watching. Like one of my favorite things was what is it? So I was playing it was when the beta was out, like the early release so that we can play it. It was Back for Blood and I was playing with my buddy. He was the one that was convinced me. He's like, "Oh, let's play and everything." I'm like, I'm not a big fan of like I love zombies. Like that's my favorite horror like genre, like zombies. But when it comes to video games, I don't love them because to me that's too slow. Like I just don't have fun. So he's like, "Just jump on. Like we can play a couple rounds." I was like, "All right." So we jump on with these random people. The whole time they call me bait, like shark bait, because I
Uh
would run
oh.
up to the zombies and just punch them and like stab them. It's on my TikTok. It's I have a little montage of just me doing stupid stuff they would tell me to do. And it's just
It's
me
horrible.
literally like shark bait. Like, don't worry, I got you. It's like shark bait. All right, we need you to run directly at that pole and then run back. And on that same clip, I run, and it was a boss monster that would spawn, and I get stuck, and they're like, "Oh wait, come back, come!" Back. You can see me struggling trying to run back. But yeah, it's that's the type of content I love giving out, and I think I knock it out perfectly. And mainly with my buddy that tells me I have a 5-year-old laugh, and I hate it. But I know it makes other people laugh when I like laugh about my stupid moments. And
Well,
then
I'm definitely gonna try doing some of that stuff already. I'm going to.
do it. It's the best. And I remember on that same stream that I was doing the Back for Blood, JD and Purple were there, and back to back they were just making fun of me at how many times I was like dropping down and dying. And JD even at the very end of my TikTok video, I even put me responding to JD's comment. He's like, "I've never seen someone die so efficiently, like a career or something like that." I'm like, "That's me. That's where I come in." Like another thing is following along with that type of content, one of my favorite things to say to my buddies is like if you guys need that bait or like someone to run out like literally the bait to run out there get shot at so you guys can find where they're shooting from, that's me. Like I'll be that person for you guys. Like that's my role in the friendship.
Hey, someone's got to be the bait, man.
Yeah, that's what it
I'm
is, man.
always the bait, and they don't even tell me. I just run out in the middle, like screaming with my head, like I just start doing this number. It works.
The one like when I start running and I start getting shot at, my favorite two words to say is serpentine maneuver. Serpentine maneuver. And you just see me just zigzagging everywhere on the map, just trying to stay alive.
I try to do the serpentine action when I'm driving. I don't really do that while I'm. People on mouse and keyboard do it a lot better or effectively. The serpentine,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, because it's all about the mouse. You just do
Yeah.
this with the mouse.
You
But
increase the sensitivity, it does it faster.
yeah,
And do you play mouse and keyboard or do you do controller?
no controller.
Controller?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I was like, I really need to learn how to play mouse and keyboard. So the game I'm actually doing now, like every Wednesday, is Halo Infinite. And the only reason is because Halo is a
it's
slower.
free,
It's
but it's
free,
free.
and yeah, it is free. So I'm like there, like learning. I'm trying my best. I I feel so like helpless when I can't react the way I want to as I would be reacting with a controller. So I'm over there like moving my mouse everywhere. I'm like, yeah, help. So if I can't
You're like,
aim at
I
you,
don't have any more mouse pad left. Where,
like
so I'm
I
like,
have,
I need a bigger mouse pad.
I need a full desk. I need a full desk. And what the my strategy is behind Halo Infinite is
Not to die.
infinity, not to die. That's everyone's
Oh.
goal. But if I'm shooting at you and I've missed most of my shots, I just run up to you and punch you. Like that's my only strategy. That's I got what going for me. So if you can if you can
Chihuahuas.
dodge most of my bullets, I'm just running at you. Just know that. So moving on to another topic I did want to bring up was kind of towards like the end of these podcasts. I love talking about like relationships, on what you would give advice off and anything like that, because I've seen that you're a husband, you're a happy father and everything. And like what type of advice would you be giving like the any guy that's like either jumping into a relationship or like trying to get with the girl of their dreams? Like what's some type of advice that you would be giving off to like those single guys or in new relationship type of guys? What helps you the most?
Well, to be honest, just I know you probably hear it a lot, but I think to be honest, I mean, at the end of the line, you know, when it comes down to it, the meat of it all is just to be yourself. I mean, if you have to change your personality, if you have to change who you are, then first of all, that's not you. If you think
Mm-hmm.
about it, you
Yeah.
know. And a second thing is that are you going to be able to cover that, put that mask on for your entire life because you want to have
Oh.
that person? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not going to be happy. So you
Mm-mm.
need to just be yourself when it comes down to it, and that's all I can say. I mean, um, and then if you, and, but whenever you do, and you are being yourself, and you do come across you know, find yourself with your soulmate or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
um, something that you will learn fast is a happy wife equals happy life. So
It is true. It is true. Um, I remember can't remember which comedian, but the comedian did say it's like he's like I don't like when people say the female wears the pants in the relationship. It's like I don't believe that. I believe the guy wears the pants, but the girl controls the zipper. I'm like that's way more accurate. Way more accurate.
it controls the zipper.
So
Yep.
when I heard that, I was like, it makes sense to me at least. But like, are those like it's true that what you say, like you don't want to if you like someone and you're trying to build a fake image, you don't want to be wearing that mask. So just be yourself again. It's probably the best thing. Hello. But coming to an end of this podcast, man. Also, this
Okay. I'll be with you in a little bit. Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it's perfect timing, man, because it's towards the end of the episode already. This last couple seconds, if you want to do any shout outs, anything you're doing, or any type of new projects you're going to be working on, something that people can keep following you. This is your moment. Let it all out.
No. Just I mean, if you all, I just wanted to have pretty much just two shout outs. First of all, first is going to be Purple, just for the constant help in the Discord and the community and being there for everybody. But not only that, to be honest, Chimmy is somebody that has gone through some tough times, some difficult times as well. But not only that, struggle with those struggles, still continuing to be able to look for the good and be able to continue helping people. And you know, he says it's because of me, but I mean, again, I didn't really do much. But anyways, he you know, he made me like a uh, a name decal thing, and then also like a live rotating name as well. And that's time that he put aside. And right now he just got a job,
Hmm.
but before he didn't have a job, and I mean he could have been making money doing other things, but yet he set aside somebody that doesn't have a job, set aside time for to make something for me, you know. I mean that says a lot about somebody, you know what I mean. So he put somebody else before him, and
Yeah.
so I mean that's just awesome. And so anyways, that being said, a huge shout out to Jimmy. And um, I mean, I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody else. Purple, again, I appreciate it. Thank you so
She's
much.
always there for us. And I'll have all your links that you sent me, and hopefully I can get those your bicycle work and like all the follow up other links that you want to share with me, so that way I can tag them on and keep them down below for the YouTube video. So that way, if anyone wants to search it or even join the Discord themselves, they can have everything right there to their supply. And
Yeah, for
again,
sure.
the same way I was welcomed, uh, open arms. Everyone's there to help and everything. This server is one of the best servers I would say I've been on, hands down. And thank you again,
Awesome.
Wheezy, Damian. Thank you for being on my podcast again. And hopefully I can get Jimmy and you again on a future podcast, so that we can all just chat up and everything. Hopefully I
No,
can
for
make
sure.
something work. All right,
I
but
look
thanks
forward to it.
everyone. Thanks everyone for tuning in
Thank
on
you.
my episode today. Take care. Bye bye.
It's booyah.